Hi, Chloe. Nice to see you. I'm Troy Hirsch with Fox 5. The first question, I got a couple for you. The first being your reaction when you found out that the fall sports would be canceled.
Obviously, we were pretty upset. We had just finished practice, and honestly, it's a pretty bittersweet feeling because I wanted to have a season really bad, and we're seniors now too, so I was ready to we'd put on in all this work, and we were timed. It was like our time to have our senior year, and then obviously it's disappointing, but I don't want to have like a washed out season and not have a real season. Like I wanted to have a real senior experience, like a real senior night, and so I am excited that I will have that opportunity.
There's been a lot of movements by athletes across the country. The United We Want to Play, hashtag We Want to Play movement, primarily football. And I noticed that there hasn't been a lot of SDSU traffic, or maybe I just haven't seen it from student athletes in that regard. And I'm wondering what the understanding level of the student athletes are as to all the factors that go into this, because obviously there's a range of 18 to 22, 23-year-olds and a lot of different maturity levels and experience levels. Do most of your teammates and you yourself understand why it's being canceled and why this might be the best decision, or do you feel like it's not the best decision?
I think that people do understand because, I mean, it's a global pandemic and there's safety issues, and SDSU is doing the best that they can, but there are some things that you just can't avoid, and you can't control people, and I can't control their teams. So if we were to go play some other team on the road and something happened and we were exposed to COVID, then our entire season could be over that quickly. So I think that people do understand, but at the same time, people do want to play because we're athletes and that's what we want to do. We want to power through everything.
And finally, with what will you be doing now? So this fall, what have they set up for you as far as housing, scholarships, keeping you active, keeping you in shape? Because obviously you're an athlete and that's what you're used to doing. What will you be able to do this fall, even though there's not a season? Mm-hmm. You know?
Well, they've definitely limited us a lot, so we can still practice, but it's not the same. It's socially distanced, and so we're doing a lot of fitness and a lot of things to help our bodies get back in shape. But we haven't had the same team practices where it's contact or anything like that. So we've been doing that, and people are on campus. Our entire team's on campus and practicing, and I know that football has been and men's soccer, but with the new news, I think that some teams have changed it. But yeah, it kind of looks the same. We're just going to train and get ready because we were deprived of that last spring, getting ready for our season this fall. So now it's time to get ready for our season, even if we have to be socially distant.
Hi, Chloe. Is this something that you and your teammates kind of expected, already knowing the state of COVID-19 in the United States and the state of college athletics as well?
I think we were trying to not expect it because we're trying to put our heads in the best possible place to be ready to have a season. But with everything going on, I think there was some doubt in our minds that that season was actually going to take place.
Hi, Chloe. Thanks for your time. First off, just what's your level of comfort just on campus, being with your team in whatever capacity you're with your team, working out? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel safe with the measures that are in place, and continue to do this even though you won't have a season? Thanks.
Yeah, I feel like they're going above and beyond in every aspect, and our temperatures are being taken. We're wearing masks all the time. They set up cones to show you where 6 yards is. We're not near each other at all. And I do feel safe. I feel like I'm less safe going to the grocery store and somebody bumps into me, or I don't know. But I feel like this has been a safe environment, and I do feel comfortable here.
Chloe, if they somehow aren't able to get a spring season going either, would you be interested in coming back for another year?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I've dedicated my entire life to soccer. So the fact that it would be over and I never got a chance to play my last game, I mean, if I had that opportunity to come back for a fifth year, then I would do that probably. So, and I think a lot of my senior teammates would feel that same way.
Chloe, I touched on this a moment ago, but as far as your scholarships and housing and that sort of thing, has it was indicated to us that all the student athletes who were under scholarship and had whatever financial package, that financial package would still be honored. Is that what you're finding out as well, or is that not as simple as that sounds?
Yes, if they have told us that our scholarships are not going to be touched. I think it is different. I'm not sure how it works, to be honest, the logistics of it. That is above my head, but I have heard that our scholarships are secure, and like that is not something that we will have to worry about.
And I don't know if you've talked to some of your teammates, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but I know that there was a big concern, and a lot of people said that, and there's a lot of validity to that. For some student athletes, being at Sdsu is safer, or being on campus is safer than maybe their home environment or something like that. And was there a bit of maybe a relief for the student athletes that, hey, everything other than playing games is going to be as normal as it possibly can in terms of our housing and scholarships and that sort of thing?
I think there's mixed feelings because some people are very relieved and some people are, more upset than others. Like, it really depends on the person. Like, I couldn't say that there's like a majority that's like feels one way because everybody's going through a different situation. Everyone has a different home life and everyone has a different living situation. So I can't attest to that.
Hi, Chloe. When this started in the spring, the reason for shutting down seasons was to avoid a community spread and flatten the curve. And now what we're hearing from a lot of administrators, the reason we're not playing or they're not playing is because they're worried about your personal safety and health, and they're worried about the long-term effects of COVID-19. Is this ever going to change? I mean, do you see an end game here? Because COVID-19 is probably going to be something that people can still get even after a vaccine for months and years to come. If this is the case now, how is that going to change and allow you to play in the spring or next year or in 2 years?
I wish that I knew the answer to that question. And obviously, people are fearful. And right now, I think it's so soon. And maybe that's why the fear is so prominent right now, because it just happened and our spring just got canceled and then our fall just got canceled. And I think that eventually people will feel comfortable again, but yeah, that's going to have lasting effects for a long time, and people are always going to have something in the back of their mind, like, what if I get COVID, or what if, but hopefully that there can come a point where it's safe and there is a vaccine, and that all will just be in the past.
As a quick follow-up to that, basically what administrators are telling you is that they're not going to allow you guys to decide whether there is to accept a risk or not. Obviously there's risks in life, but they're saying we're not going to make you let you have that decision. Do you wish you had that decision, that you could make a decision about whether playing sport right now is too risky?
That's a good question. I feel like if I could make the decision, I'd be in the same, obviously you don't want people to make your decisions for you. You want to make your own decisions, but everyone is going to disagree. So somebody had to make the decision, and the decision's already been made. So we can't look back and be like, well, what if I could make this decision? Now it's made, and now we have to deal with what's the decision's been. So now we're playing in the spring, hopefully.